Hello everyone, Pedro here, the main developer for Scum's Errand, and today I would like to talk about the new update we are working on to the core gameplay loop, which will be the introduction of the new roguelike mode. So basically I'm working the core loop of the game to be this roguelike journey. I want it to feel more like a journey where you can have encounters with other NPCs, getting rewards and fighting hand-on events, rather than being one level after another. I also feel this will give a break in the pacing of the game, as it's a really fast-paced action game right now. And with that being said, let's take a look at what the roguelike journey mode looks like. So here we are. This is the main spine that will hold all the other mechanics together, the journey mode. Basically it's a traditional roguelike render-generated tree with different encounter types, and we'll cover each one of them. The first encounter is always with the fortune teller, so you can select your buff and start working towards your build. And after completing the encounter, you can go to the next one, once it's revealed. At this point, you can already see what are the options in the next encounters and plan your journey accordingly. In this case, I'll select the shop only to show you what it looks like. The shop is one of the 6 different encounters you'll find during the journey mode, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a shop where you can buy and sell stuff, but remember that this is a very shady merchant, and your loot is much less valuable than the normal price. Useful for urgencies like selling extra loot you got, or buying a pack of potions or grenades. Now let's fast forward a bit to the next encounter type, the treasure. The treasure encounter is essentially a memory and shuffle minigame. At first, all loot will be shown inside the chest. Find what you want and guess where it is after the shuffle. Rewards are mostly cosmetics, guns or magical items, things that will define your run, and not simply be sold to the merchant. Another encounter type is the unknown, and it's simple, it can be any of the other 5 encounters, you just don't know the outcome. In this case it was the shop, but it could be a combat, it could be treasure or a campfire encounter, which we'll cover next. The campfire encounter is a random decision event that will shape the future of your run. You can find yourself having to make more decisions like deciding whether to loot a dead merchant or bury him, or fall to the vampire seduction or flee away. I'm working on creating and improving those events during the next weeks, as your decision making should have a huge impact on your run. And lastly, the combat encounter. This is where all the main action happens, fighting the horde, looting and fleeing away. I decided to add a new spin to it by giving a specific roster and modifiers, so each combat encounter is never the same. And to close this off, here's all we saw today. The roguelike mode with a random generated map tree, reworked build crafting where each fortune teller visit grants you one additional card, and reworked combats with specific modifiers to make them unique. Treasure encounters where you have a chance to loot your favorite item and have a break from the action of the dungeons. And lastly, the campfire events, where you'll be presented with impactful decisions that will shape the future of your run through buffs, debuffs, and items. Thank you for watching and see you in the next Dev Diary.